Come on. On then. On then. On then. We come to the back. Come. It's okay. Oh, look at that eye. All-seeing eye. Do you know much about the all-seeing eye? Do you know much about it? The cornerstone. The cornerstone. All-seeing eye. Do you know much about it? Let me draw it properly. The cornerstone. That's the cornerstone. That's the Masonic, the symbolism of the Illuminati. Yeah, that's basically the symbol of the all-seeing eye. Did you know that's a symbol of God? That's actually the symbol of God. Look it up. I made myself a coffee. So how did I make this coffee? Look, it's a frothy coffee. Look. Hang on. It's like on the first date, here's a dating tip. Don't eat sweet corn from a cob on your first date. How did I make this? I've got a frothy coffee maker. You're a scruff, Mr. Byers. You really are a scruff. I'm just a peasant. And cheers to all the peasants out there. Right, so what we got in here? I grabbed a handful of... You can shut up as well. I grabbed a handful of almonds. I put them in the blender with water, with this water, beautiful Benasal from the north, really gorgeous water. Whizzed it up for a while, then sifted it out. Right, you don't want all of that stuff in, so sieved it out till it comes out in the lowest lovely almond milk. That's real almond milk, not the cartons. Poison, not the cartons, poison. A real almond milk. Really simple to make, very quick. A tip, you'll struggle a little bit on the throat if you don't soak the almonds overnight. If you soak them, it's easier to drink and it won't stick to the throat as much. Listen to all these tips. So I'm going to get some fresh coffee and it's organic, but which should I choose? Because coffee is not good for you, really, is it? So should I choose the organic coffee or should I choose the organic decaf coffee? Decaf! No, decaf is actually worse. But just use the normal coffee. So, yeah, put it in my put it in my machine. When it finishes, then I got and I pour it in. And look, and I'm not paying $3.60, $4.90, please. just a little bit of coffee and a couple of well, maybe six beautiful almonds. There you go. Tip for the day. So I got Lily behind me, so a bit difficult to. You can't see her, can you? She's there, sat behind me. There she is. Look. Yeah, she likes to be close. That lovely, eh? Isn't it lovely? Only animals have that effect on us, right? Imagine if a human being does that to you everywhere you walk. I think there's been a lot of divorces with that. I've been with beautiful women who have loved me and said, you know what? I want somebody closer. Like, oh, cool, okay, no problem. Well, bye then. 6 weeks later, I can't stand him. He follows me to the toilet. It's driving me insane. Be careful for what you wish for. Do you actually really know what you wish for? I don't think most people do. I want to be famous. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. I want people to recognize me. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. Yeah, so hang on. Let me try and do this. Okay, hang on. Am I a genius? Let's see. Not there, I'm not. I'm trying to find an email. There it is. All right, guys, I can't see you. Okay. Do what my dad used to do. Shakrev. That's a swear word in Polish. No idea what it means. But he used to like to use that word a lot. So I know a lot of swear words in Polish, but not much of the language. Not my fault. I've a word with my dad about that in spirit. Okay, so I'm going to read you this from a lovely, lovely lady. I'm not going to say her name. I like the last bit. Hope this is normal and that I am not going mad. With a big smile at the end. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. How many times did I say as a healer, am I going mad? We've really been hijacked in this world. We've really, really been hoodwinked. We've been lied to so badly. We have been we've been deceived so badly when it comes to the real purpose of our path and journey. We've been deceived so badly to what our true purpose is in this world. True purpose isn't, hello children, what would you like to be when you're older? Oh, so do I have an option? Yes, of course you do, as long as it's my option. And what's that, teacher? It's called the system. We give you the option. Ah, okay. So it's not really an option. Of course it's an option. You can be a nurse, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be a fireman, you can be... what if I don't want to be any of those things? Oh, stop being naughty. Stop being naughty. Behave yourself, Matt Bayersky. Sorry, Mrs. Bayersky, but your son is uncontrollable. Yes, we can't control him. God save us all from those that try to control us. So this is beautiful. I'm going to read it to you. I just wanted to ask if you could relay this to Mark. This is a beautiful lady who's actually going through the pure energy healing course right now. So this is a genuine thing. As I've read this twice, you can clearly see that this person's going through a lot of stuff and she's a little bit trying to figure out, just if you're watching this, by the way, and it's you, you can't figure this out in a day. You can't figure it out in a year. You can barely figure it out in 10 years. So I think the first thing I want to say is enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the journey. So Could you relay this to Mark and ask his advice? Not that I'm an expert on what you're asking at all, but I can share certain things maybe with you. So, advice on what happened to me. Because the strangest thing happened to me yesterday during meditation, and I am still stunned by it. I am currently doing the Pure Energy Healing course, and I started doing Pure Energy Healing session on a client. They say the name, but I'm not saying names. During all of these sessions, I felt so sleepy. Okay, let's tackle that. At the very beginning of any kind of healing process, I believe that we go through a transition period, a moment or a week or an hour or a year. Nobody really has the understanding of that transition period. And I call it a detox period. It's basically a place where you decide to start healing. Your body is now involved in what's called energy, healing energy. And you're not really used to working with it. It's true. We're not. If you're not a healer, you're not used to working with it. Nobody's ever told you. Your teacher doesn't tell you about it. This is just woo-woo bullshit, right? But you've never heard of it. So now you've got excited because you've heard that there's a healing course. You're now doing it. So you imagine you being a beautiful soul. For you to do the course, there must be something in you that is pulling you towards it, whether self-healing or healing others, or both. Soon as you begin the connection of this universal free energy called healing, you are the conduit for that healing. So it makes sense to think that before you being the conduit has to clean and purge and declutter, has to clear out all trauma, trapped, blocked energy, negative energy, memory. It's got to do, because that's what the healing energy is. That's what it does. It doesn't focus on you because you're healing a client, focus on your client because you're healing them. It focuses on wherever that energy goes. So it makes complete sense, well, it does to me, that the reason why you're feeling sleepy is because you are being blasted with a frequency energy that you haven't been blasted with before. At first, you might not have felt anything. Just like I try and explain to people, when you're giving pure energy healing to somebody, it might take 40 minutes before it hits them. And once it hits them, then you realize, wow, now they feel it. But prior to the 40 minutes, you're blasting. You're basically blasting your way and clearing all that stuff till eventually you feel that energy. So when the energy comes through you, where it comes through your hand, you give, you receive. So you're receiving this energy now because you're calling for it. So this energy is free, it's there. You just need to call for it, and it begins. So your journey begins. Happens to all of us. So that basically sleepy feeling is because you are literally going through a process, a detox, without realizing. And the after effect can make you very, very tired. It can make you like you want to go to sleep. So normally a good indication that healing is there. It's present and it's working. Just like when you're cleared, and you will be cleared, when you're all cleared, eventually you'll clear it all out. Your client will just fall asleep. Why? Because then I say when the client snores, it's a good, what I mean by that, it's a bit of a joke, but what I mean by that is when your client falls asleep, it means that real energy is being accepted. Now, just because I've said that, if a client stays awake all the way through, doesn't mean that they're not having real energy and it's not affecting them. It's just sometimes people like to stay awake and they're like, you know, processing through the brain and the body what's going on. That's normally people who are deep thinkers, who are very, very high up in the IQ, teachers, scientists, doctors, pilots. I can go on, but real people who work in the brain, constantly in the brain. So they're normally, I'd consider, the hardest ones to break through. But you know, it is all as it should be. They're still getting something wonderful. But when they are asleep, you know that real healing is taking place because the brain isn't involved in the body's healing. The brain sometimes does cause an issue and does stop the healing. And the brain does that deliberately because it's frightened. It doesn't want to be taken over by anything. It wants to be the forefront of energy. So when this new energy comes in, the brain sometimes fights. But depending on where you are, how you're feeling, I think it really depends on the individual. Some people are just freaking exhausted and they just can't cope with their brain anymore. They don't realize it. They don't know it. They don't think about it because the brain's not going to say, hey, by the way, it's me. The brain's going to go, no, it's not nothing to me. Not to do with me. Come on, let's do something. Let's not. Shut up. Go to sleep. I'll call you when I'm ready. This might take a while, eh? Sorry. But this is what it is. So, fly. Okay. So going back to the last sentence, during all of these sessions, I felt so sleepy, as if I was going to crash. And I felt profound need to do meditation. Wow, that's beautiful. Do you know what that tells me? It tells me that you are connected to your consciousness. Your brain never tells you to meditate. I swear to God, I will bet you any money when you decide you want to meditate, and I mean really meditate. I don't mean, oh, the brain says it's time to meditate because it's 10 o'clock in the morning. No, when you just from nowhere just feel I need to meditate, that's your consciousness kicking in. So number 2, brilliant. You're now listening to your consciousness. Isn't that beautiful? So, and that's what it says. So I did. Later that day, I did a meditation during that meditation, I had what can only describe as an out-of-body experience. So out-of-body experience is very rare, very rare. A lot of people, again, I don't like to be condescending in any way or egoistic, but I think a lot of people say that they've had out-of-body experiences, but they've just said it or they've imagined it. A real out-of-body experience cannot be a real out-of-body experience is so profound, and it feels like you were living it. It feels like you were in a dream, and that dream, everything that was said in that dream, you heard, everything that you felt so real. This is a real, vivid dream. When you're doing an out-of-body experience, it's mind, heart, body blowing. It's incredible. So when do those things happen? Well, funnily enough, when you start to heal people, it begins. Why do you think I was being saying to people for the past years, if you want to really truly walk a path of enlightenment, healing, if you want to walk a spiritual path, learn how to heal. Why? Because it's in that moment when you are receiving that healing, that magic starts to happen, and then this path appears just like this beautiful soul, right? You can't deny this. So she had an out-of-body experience. Do I believe it? 100%. Absolutely. What happened, I don't know precisely, but as I read this, it will have relevance and meaning to her, not to me, not to you, but to her. So that's another thing as well with vivid dreams. A lot of the times that experience is for you, not for the person that you've dreamt about. Normally it's about you, and you have to figure that out. And people have dreams all the time, right? I have dreams all the time. You have dreams all the time. And sometimes we want to run and tell people that dream because it might be significant to them. But normally it's something about you and what you need to learn from it. That's my understanding about dreams, as little as I know. So let's continue. All of a sudden, I felt a rush of energy going to my chest and then through my chest. So going into my chest, a rush of energy going into my chest and then through my chest. It was so powerful that I couldn't move. Wow. I couldn't do anything. Wow. I was so powerful that it almost strangled me and pinned me to the bed. That's some energy right there. Then I saw myself being lifted by that energy, sitting up and going down from the bed. I looked up and saw an old-fashioned electric box on the wall. I didn't know what it was doing there because our house is from 2007 and it almost certainly doesn't have these old electrical boxes from the 70s in the bedroom. Again, very interesting. And just like that, all of a sudden, I was back in the room and in my body and on the bed. I still don't know what happened. It's great. It's wonderful that you don't know what happened. That's the whole point, because it's never happened to you before, so you won't know what happened. That's the whole point of this. All of these things are brand new and it's beautiful. I mean, I am not sure if I sat up or if I was laying down or what time on the bed. Well, there is no time and space. I've told you this, guys. When you're really, truly doing healing, there's no time and space. Time disappears and anything can happen at that moment. So, I mean, I am not sure if I sound on the bed, did I just see my spirit self sit up, or did it really sit up from the rush of energy? Either or, I would have said, but more than likely, it was your spirit. That's why sometimes when we feel like we're elevating, that's our spirit. We think physically, oh, this is physical, but it's normally spirit. It's your spirit moving. Your spirit is attached to the physical body that you have. Some people call it by cord, and I do believe that. I've seen it before. And that cord is always there no matter where you go, and it pulls you back in again. There's something special about the seed of life and that cord. So yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's your spirit that's moving and your body's trying to understand it. So I don't know. Right afterwards, I looked at the wall and there was no electric box from the 70s there. Okay, I thought, I'm now back. Still shaky. I scrambled to the phone to see the time, and it was 7 o'clock. I laid down and rested. Thought about what just happened, checked the phone again, and it was 18:40, so that was an hour and some minute, an hour and 40 minutes. I meant what? I started Googling. I don't know if I had hallucinated the time the first time around and what happened, because I couldn't have gone back in time. Obviously, it was so strange. Yeah, like all I can tell you about time is that there is, I've said this before in videos, I don't like wearing them glasses. My eyes go really weird afterwards. They're not good. I don't like them at all. So the reason why I say there's no space and time, and there is, if you've ever watched my videos in the past, I talk about being able to be in control of time. So you are the controller of time. You're the master of time. You can make it go fast. You can slow it down, and you can even reverse it at times. Slowing down means just that. You reverse the time. So it's incredible. I don't really understand it, but all I know is that I've just sometimes been blown away by way of, hang on a minute, hang on, look, I've been doing this for an hour. That does not feel like, 10 minutes. Or this doesn't make any sense. I've been doing this for 15 minutes. How come an hour and a half's gone by? So you start to sit down and contemplate, which I clearly read that you did sit down and think about these things. So this is a good thing. The fact that you're sitting down and contemplating these things is an amazing thing. It shows that you're honest and you're truthful. It shows that you're interested and you're coming to terms with something brand new that obviously has never happened to you before, which is very beautiful. I have another pair of glasses, which might be a little bit easier on my eyes. So let me continue. Okay, I thought, I'm back now. Still shaky. Okay. I started Googling these sensations, not always a good thing, that I just had. And what comes up is Kundalini, exactly why I say it's not good. So Kundalini awakening isn't something that I would recommend we even talk about. It's not even important. And Kundalini awakening, depending on who it is, can be I tell you what Google is. Google is this. If I cut my finger and Google it, it'll tell me that I've got cancer and I'm going to die in a week. So the same thing on the spiritual. Google doesn't know anything. Google knows nothing. Google is going to share with you, situations which are not real. So the Kundalini awakening it can be massive, and it can open you up to things that you don't really want to know. Okay? You don't want to know. You don't want to be involved in. You don't want to deal with. Trust me. So if I can say from my hand on my heart, there is no Kundalini awakening going on here, because this is subtle. This isn't huge, even though you feel it is. It isn't. It's very normal and it's very beautiful. Kundalini awakening is completely different. I think there is something a little bit darker sometimes with Kundalini awakening. I think it can be very heavy and it can mess people up really bad. So we don't really want to talk about that too much, because I've seen too much of that, and it's not something that we're bothered about and we want to be interested in. Healing is a beautiful thing. Healing does not cause anything like a Kundalini awakening. Now, some people, again, will consider themselves experts on Kundalini awakening, and some people will say that, this is a Kundalini awakening, and I will say, I don't believe that is. Just like I don't believe a lot of people when they say certain things that, no, I'm sorry, that's not that. No, you can say it, but that isn't what it is. So again, I'm very, very much a loner when it comes to this kind of practice, because I don't just buy into the bullshit and, oh, guess what happened to me? I had a Kundalini awakening. No, you didn't. You really don't know what it is. If you did, you wouldn't be saying that. I have had to deal with people who have had Kundalini awakenings, and some of them, their mums and dads threw them into psychiatric wards. Don't tell me you know what a Kundalini awakening is. It's awful and it's not nice, and it can last years. So yeah, going back to this then, you, my dear friend, are going through something beautiful, and it's not painful. It's not hurting you. It was just a beautiful experience. And the only thing I would say is that when you've never experienced something, we go straight back into fear mode and worry and panic and what should I do and where am I? What is it about? Have I done something wrong? Is it right? Is that like, this is the program. So we have to unprogram. And if you were here, I'd be giving you a cuddle and saying, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. People want to feel this. So if you felt it on your first healing session or first day, this is beautiful. So where are we now? Could it have been it? I would say no. So what I remember was that after the initial shock, well, let's be honest, a shock, how do we interpret the word shock? To me, a shock is if I've seen somebody get knocked over, right? This isn't shock. It's something different. It's something incredible. And it's something beautiful. So I wouldn't call it shock. I'd just call it an experience. And I'm sure if you're listening to this now, I think you'd probably say, yeah, it was an experience. It wasn't demonic. It wasn't dark. It hasn't caused you trauma. It's different. And your brain tells you if it's different, then it's something we should be worried about. That's your brain. But your spirit, your soul knows it's fine. I mean, yeah. Okay. Where are we? A shock of the massive energy entering my body. It's just beautiful. I'm jealous, by the way. I felt and saw myself sitting up from the energy surge from the base of my spine. Okay, that's probably why you've typed that into Google and it said it's kundalini. Your base of your spine is incredibly powerful. It is a PowerPoint, and that is amazing. Doesn't mean it's a kundalini awakening. All what the computer's done is come up with spine, and then it's giving you kundalini. That is the best way I can explain it. It's nice. I like the way you explain it. And I got quite frightened when it happened yesterday. And I initially started fearing I could have brought something. Yeah, here we go. You've just answered your own question. So because it was new and it was different, your brain started to fear. Not what was good. If you trusted it, if you were in here and you trusted it, you would have taken the best of it. You would have shut your mind off and just taken the best of it. I could have brought something dangerous back with me from this trip. There is no danger from trips of leaving your body, in my humble opinion. Especially when you haven't gone anywhere where there isn't anything really dark and demonic. So it was just a quick trip out. I don't think, I have friends who have done this full time for a long time, leaving the body, and they've gone to places where there are darker protections stopping people from going into certain places. And so there's a fight back that I've been told. I've never gone searching for anything personally when I'm out of body experience. What I try and do, I try and do the same thing as I do as a human being. I get on my motorbike in Bali and look up and say, all right, guys, take me to where you want me to go. And then I just drive. When I do out of body experience, I say, take me to where you want me to go. And it's not like, so I don't do this specific going to, Antarctica or going here or going there. I'm not bothered about any of those things. It's got nothing to do with my path at all. So you didn't bring anything bad back with you. Your brain started panicking and worrying. And because you're not here with me giving you a cuddle saying, no, you're all fine. There's nothing wrong. You can't bring anything back with you. You're all good. You're all good. So yeah, and then it was so strange. You said different. Okay, but then my intuition tells me that it wasn't that kind of energy. Good for you. It was just overwhelming power, exactly, but not dark. Good stuff. I didn't read this bit. I only read a few lines before, so this is new to me now. It's beautiful. I just felt overwhelming power, but not dark. There you go. You figured it yourself. I don't think it felt dark, at least. Doesn't to me, and it didn't to me. What you're writing here doesn't. I am, however, confused. Aren't we all? I am not on any drugs, neither me. I used to say this to everybody I've spoken to when I was doing healing sessions and afterwards, telling them about all these strange things. No alcohol, nothing. Yeah. You sound like me. Please let me know if other people have experienced such feelings after performing their healing sessions or simply by awakening. So it was completely a shock to me. It came out of nowhere during what I thought was a beautiful crystal meditation with moldavite and clear quartz. Yeah, moldavite and clear quartz. That's why I had a load of moldavite and clear quartz made, and they're one of the best sellers on my website. Not trying to sell, I'm just saying it's one of my best sellers. People absolutely love the energy of those two. So yeah, to finalize, thank you very, very much for contacting me. Great message. I hope you're listening to this now. Sounds like you had a blast. I wonder where that came from, eh? You definitely had a blast of beautiful energy. Whatever it was, I believe wholeheartedly it was the energy of our spirit world. It was the energy of our aura or life force. It was the energy of whatever is needed to help the process of becoming more intuitive, more stronger, more powerful, more empathic, more sensitive, all the things that we need, that we are going to experience in the coming healing sessions with others and meditations. All of these things are all beautiful. There is nothing negative. There is nothing dark. We live in a world now where we are hijacked by newcomers coming in, podcasters coming in, telling you, don't mess with healing. It's all dangerous. And all that. This is all by design. I can pull these messages apart and share with you what is real and what isn't real as feelings, as I feel as you type. I can feel that you are a kind, caring, loving soul, a soul that wants to be more connected to our spirit world. I feel that you want to be of service. I feel that you want to make a difference in this world, but I also feel that you want to heal. And I believe wholeheartedly that your soul is connected to your body, and your soul is saying to the spirit world, I'm ready. I'm now ready. I've done what I've needed to do in life. I now want to walk a path of true healing and enlightenment. And therefore, you are receiving all the spiritual medicine you need via energy, frequency, and vibration. What you've experienced there is a profound, beautiful, loving experience, one that should be written down and taken note of. It is beautiful. Long may they continue. May you have more wonderful experiences through your own meditation and through healing others. Don't stop. Keep going. It's beautiful. You're doing amazing work. You are no different from me. It's just that I've experienced a lot of things, so I'm just helping you along this journey. All that you've written there is beautiful, is perfect, and I'm jealous because I always say this, I miss all of those new things at the beginning of my healing path. The amazing things, the furniture moving in my bedroom because my energy was so strong because I was doing one healing after another. So we would wake up together, me and my wife, when we were married, and the furniture would move. Things would happen whereby I'd walk on the street and lights would go on and off, and I'd look up thinking, is it going to go on or go off? things that would happen where people would just walk up to me and just go namaste or, you know, Satsuri Akala. I'm like, what? You know, why would somebody do that? When the pupil is ready, the teacher appears. That's basically what happened. What is that saying? When the pupil is ready, the teacher disappears. Because you become the teacher. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you guys, man, and knock that off. Are you still on? Are you still with me? You're gone. There's still a few people on. I guess this is really mainly for people who are interested in healing and want to learn about healing. People often ask me what healing modality is the best. I don't believe there is. I think every modality will bring you to some kind of experience and enlightenment, whatever you feel. I believe that my healing journey was a beautiful one. I went from pranic healing, and then I did a few other modalities that didn't sit with me. One day, one a week, one, like, none of them sat with me. And then I just started trusting in my own healing. I just started doing it myself. So from pranic, I'd gone from one part of the room to next to the client, working on them. Like, it didn't feel right being so far away from my client. I wanted to be closer. I wanted to feel more. I wanted to work on that body energy field more and feel. And me personally, it was better for me. Like some healers or doctors who have taken pranic healing, they'll sit across the room and do the healing work. That's fine, but it wasn't me. So I started breaking the boundaries. I started breaking the rules of other healing modalities, and I broke them because I was told this is what you should do. Like, you know, in pranic healing, they say don't put your hand over, you know, an old person's eye for too long because it can cause issue. And I realized that wasn't, I was breaking for, I'm like, this, hang on, I was doing that and it wasn't working on my client. And I'm like, break through this, Mark. I could hear my message, break through this. You are not Master Kokosui. You are Mark Bayerske. So Master Kokosui probably couldn't do it because his powerful energy was too strong. So he only needed to do it for a minute or two or three. Me, my energy may not have been that strong. So now I'm working on it, and I'm working on it an hour and 2 hours. And my client's saying, oh, my eyes are a lot better. Oh, this is better. Or that's better. Oh, okay. So trust in your own experience. Listen to your client. Follow the guidance of your client. Don't get your ego up so that you know, and this, I know better than you. No, you don't. Your client knows better than you. Your client knows their body better than you. So I followed that. How do you feel? You know, at the beginning, I'm trying to listen and understand and feel. And you know, it took a few years before I realized, just shut your mouth, Mark. Just shut up and let the healing take place. Let the healing speak for you. Don't speak. Don't say what you felt and what you did. Just let the client tell you. And that's what I did. And to this day, I'm the same in that energy. I don't force my work on anybody. I don't tell them what they should and shouldn't have. I just simply am the conduit for my client as I'm doing the healing. And if there is anything that needs to be said, my client will tell me. And that's it, really. I think healing, pure energy healing, is a modality that I believe is non-evasive. Mind, body, and spirit. That's it. I don't tell you what to do. I don't say this is how you do it. All I do is give you the confidence to show you how I work and see how you feel when you're doing it and what are you getting from it, in the sense of, yes, great, it's making me feel good, but what about your client? Ultimately, your client is the most important thing. So when your client gets up, if your client goes away and then there's the phone starts to ring and you've got five calls in a day saying, you did a healing on my sister. You did a healing on my best friend. You did a healing on somebody like, oh yeah, could I have a healing? So, okay, so that must have worked. Something must have happened. You don't go and tell everybody if it didn't work. So your work should speak for you. And when I say your work, what I really mean by that is spirit's work. Okay, so I must have connected to something beautiful that made a difference to this client. That's it. There's a lot of people who say they're healers and don't heal. And I've said this before, you can only do two things in this line of work. You either heal somebody through this energy that comes through you, or you don't. So there is no bad, there is no dangerous of anything of any sorts. The only worst case scenario is if you are in a dreadful place, if you feel dreadful, you shouldn't be doing the work. You do it when you're 100% strong. You know, just like anything else in this so-called spiritual world, if you want to know the real truth, the big picture that nobody talks about, you know why? Because they're frightened, because they'll never have clients hardly. And it's this, that if you ever want to do any kind of practice, if you want to do any modality, if you want to do any card readings, any spiritual work, do not go when you're not feeling good. Well, that's the only time I want to go. Well, don't go. You go when you feel great. You do the tarot card when you feel amazing. Why? Because then you are protected. You are not vulnerable. And I'll leave it there. Have a great day, guys. Take care of yourself. Thanks for joining me today. I know it wasn't anything about conspiracy and stuff, but it is a beautiful conversation, and it's one that you can only truly understand when you practice pure energy healing or a healing modality. And I can't tell you to. All I can tell you is that it changed my life, and it's changing millions of people's lives right now. Have a beautiful day, guys. I've got to say, I never really interact with you properly on here, and it's because sometimes you'll ask me a question and I'll get it completely wrong. I've got dyslexia and dyspraxia, so it's always a little bit difficult for me. You know, I'll tell you a story, right? A few years ago, this is the dyslexic and like when I'm doing healing, I'm a different energy. When I do psychic reads, I'm a different energy. I flow. It comes from a flow place. It's lovely. It's beautiful. But when I'm Mark. There's nothing special about me at all. I'm just a human being that makes mistakes every day. And I'll give you a classic example of being dyslexic, because the way my mind works is different from your mind. So I've just thought of this, okay? I was in LA, and while I was in LA, there was it was a Christmas time. And has any of you guys watched let's have a let me see if I can find it on here. As Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets, where he tells the guy that he's got bacon in his pocket.
Jack Nicholson.
Wonder why the dog prefers me. It's not affection. It's a trick. I keep bacon in my pocket.
Okay.
See?
So I watched that movie. I love that movie. I've got bacon in my pocket. Okay. So my humor added to my dyslexia, dyspraxia, and whatever it is you want to name it. Okay. I just know I'm different. I come from my mind works differently. Okay. I'm at a party with a group of people that have never met me before. They're all chatting away, saying, "Oh, I was with so and so last night, and Tears for Fears. We were sat and we were having a great night. Like what the lead singer, yeah, and like everybody's talking about who they know, and they're all really, they're all famous. They're all actors and actresses, and I'm sat there. There's a dog, okay, in the house, a little dog." And for some reason, it keeps coming up to me. And somebody said the dog really loves you. For some reason, I got Jack Nicholson in my mind, and I'm going to now say that line. And I say, that's because I've got a sausage in my pocket. And everybody kind of looks at each other, and I'm like, Okay, then nobody's laughing. Anyway, it kind of goes on the night, and I go and sit down again, and the dog jumps on me again, and a guy said to me, "Oh, that dog really loves you." And I said, "That's because I've got a sausage in my pocket." Anyway, nobody laughs, and I never really thought much about it. And on my way home, right, the guest that I was with, who never said anything, said, "Very strange what you said." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" "But you said that you got a sausage in your pocket." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?" And then I realized I said sausage and I meant bacon. Till this day, I think those people never invited me back. And hey, that's Mark. Crazy. I meant bacon. I'm like, a sausage, you know, bacon. Crazy. So that's the dyslexic Mark. Don't take him to parties, whatever you do. Just keep him at home and lock him up. I'm wishing you all a lovely day, guys, from the bottom of my heart. Don't judge me too harshly. I really did mean bacon. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Bye.